story we're paying a lot of attention to. A group of undercover officers putting the city of Los Angeles and the LAPD on notice. Lawyers representing over 300 undercover officers say they filed claims to sue the city and the second largest police department in the nation. Now, last month, the LAPD mistakenly releasing the names, photos, and work locations of more than 9,000 police officers when it responded to a public records request. Somebody pressed send who should never have been working at that computer that day. Now the undercover officers say their lives and careers are in danger because of that blunder. LAPD detective and director of the Los Angeles Police Protective League, the union representing the undercover officers, Jamie Mcbride, is with me right now. Jamie, good morning to you. Some have understandably in the force left their homes because they just don't know what danger they might be in. Who is the most feared? What gangs or what criminals are the most concerning to these officers when it comes to retaliation that could happen all because of this information being leaked?
Well, of course, we have the Mexican mafia and we have numerous drug cartels that are big concerns for these officers that we're working in some very sensitive investigations. I talked to some officers recently who temporarily left their homes because they fear that for their safety. Some people are installing security cameras around their homes, and they want the department to be held accountable. I mean, they don't know what else to do. So they filed the lawsuit. We have over 300 officers that work in these sensitive investigations that have filed the claims. This is still uncharted territory for us. This is the worst security breach I've seen in my 32 years with the Los Angeles Police Department. And we want some answers, and we want to see people held accountable. We have Police Administrator Liz Rhodes, who is the one who apparently pressed send and sent these photos out. Apparently nothing's happening to her. So Chief Moore needs to do the right thing. He needs to hold her accountable, and she needs to be terminated.
Well, hopefully I can get an interview with her. I'd love to ask the question of how does a mistake like this get made? But because this never happened, as you mentioned, we don't really know how bad this could be. And I'm sure there are some people who would say, listen, it's not that bad. The information was taken off of Twitter, but a lot of this came to light because of campaigns by activists to kill some of these police officers, asking people to actually assassinate officers. And that puts not only the people in uniform or the undercover officers in danger, but their families. What do these officers want from this lawsuit? What exactly are they suing for? Is it monetary damage? Is it the case to be moved to a protective location? What do they want?
It's a little bit of everything. You know, they have emotional distress that they're going through right now, but it's accountability. They want to make sure that this does not happen to the future for future officers down the road, because this is something that's a disaster on the department. I have two daughters on the Los Angeles Police Department. You know, they had bounties on their heads. You know, $2,000 for females, $2,000 for male detectives, and $1,000 for male officers. We want to make sure this does not happen in the future. That before somebody sends information out, that is double checked, triple checked. This is reckless behavior on the part of Liz Rhodes and other members of the command staff.
It just is like we're living in a time I want to just have compassion and think she had to have something else going on. I mean, again, I don't know her and I haven't talked to her, but I hope I do. A lot of us are in this moment of deep pressure, a lot going on with our families, personal life, finances. All of that doesn't excuse what happened. We have to stay on our A game. But Chief Michael Moore has said that this was a big mistake and, quote, he deeply regrets that the mistake happened. But is he actually speaking to these officers personally? Has he reached out and conveyed that heart of not just regret, but actionable compassion?
Well, first of all, I don't think this is a mistake. I think it's reckless behavior on the part of the command
difference?
Staff. Well, you know what? A mistake is something like, you go through
I spilled my coffee.
Right turn. Yeah, I spilled my coffee, something minor. This is something serious. Chief Moore has sent an email out, and I think that's pretty, anybody can send an email out saying they're sorry. He has not been attending roll calls from what I hear. He hasn't been out there in the stations meeting the officers. I think that he was good for about the first 3 years of his term as a chief. After that, the wheels came off, and he's letting people like Liz Rhodes run the department, and somebody needs to be held accountable. And
well,
I think
I would love to talk to him, and I would love to talk to Liz Rhodes, because I want to hear their side of the story. I very much appreciate speaking with you. We're out of time, but Jamie Mcbride, thank you again so much for having this conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.